So this is pretty much it. This is like my little slice of paradise. You know, I feel like I feel very lucky. I feel very lucky. I feel very blessed. I feel like that I was fortunate enough to have enough sense to get my act together, get cleaned up, and leave LA because I was on my way. I was fixing to die in LA for sure. So once I realized that, hey, somebody who's 5'10" should not be weighing like fucking, 100 pounds. I realized then it's time to come on back to Maryland and start a new life, which I did. And ever since I made that decision, nothing but good things has happened to me. As soon as I made the decision, my personal decision to change my lifestyle, it was like magic. I would find the amp I've been looking for 20 years. I would just walk in someplace and it would be there when I'd have the money to buy it in my pocket. I mean, stuff like that. Really amazing, serendipitous kind of stuff that would happen only from just the positive energy of just want to live, So that's what really it became.
Did you come back to be with family?
I came back to live with my parents are still alive, and they actually had a house in Silver Spring where they let me live. But at the time that I came back, I was still drinking very hard, and that caused a big problem. As a matter of fact, they let me live at their house, but they didn't want me there because my mom would come home and she'd wake up in the morning, and I'd be laying passed out on the kitchen floor drunk. My epiphany basically came from I met my wife. There was just something about her that I really, really liked. But I also knew that I didn't stand a chance of ever being able to get together with her or being able to have a life with her if I was going to still be leading the life that I led. And actually on our first date, I was still drinking. We were both drinking. We went to a party later on, and I was still drinking. And she left for a little while and kind of left me just hanging out in the kitchen. I was drinking some tequila, and I started talking to this guy that I knew is a really great guitar player. And I was talking to him. I was like, hey, I was looking for musicians to play with, and I was really interested in just trying to get something together. So I started talking to him, and I was like, hey, would you be interested in playing with me? And he just was like, you wouldn't want to play with me, Wino. You wouldn't like stuff I'm doing. And I was like, man, that's a really negative attitude. I said, dude, you'd be really surprised at the kind of stuff I'm into. I mean, I like Coltrane. I listen to Ravi Shankar. I mean, I've got music, like pre-Columbian Mexican music that I love, and sitar and everything in between, And basically what happened is that this guy, the more that I tried to talk to him nice, the more of a fucking prick he turned into. Until finally he was trying as hard as he could to get me into a fight. Anybody that knows me, or that has grown up with me or knew me at this time, saw me with a half-empty bottle of tequila in my hand, knew that he was making a big mistake. But he just kept messing with me. And finally I said, dude, I said, finally I just said, I want you to leave me alone. I want you to just get out of my face because you're really making me mad. And he's like, am I making you mad, man? I'm making you mad, man. What are you going to do about it, man? What are you going to do about it? And he just totally, fully goaded me. And, okay, this is me and my wife's first date, okay? Next time she came into the room, paramedics were taking him out. And, I had blood all over my hands, and he had a fucking gas from here to fucking hell. And, because, I told him, I said, if you don't stop messing with me, I'm gonna do you. And, so he didn't stop messing with me. So anyways, paramedics carry him out. First date with the wife. After that, I called her up the next day, and I was like, what are you doing today? She said, I'm going downtown to the Smoke Inn. She goes, and she said, and I said, I really want to get together with you. And she's like, well, I think you're just a little bit too wild for me, And that's when I made the decision right then and there that I needed to change my life, and I did. And the way I did it was a little bit unconventional. What I did is I decided that the only way that I was going to be able to quit a lifetime of. I took my first hit of acid when I was 12. Was that 12? Took my first hit of acid when I was 12. I was shooting cocaine and drinking. I was shooting like a gram of coke and drinking a fifth of whiskey by the time I was 16. By the time I was in my 30s, dude, I was like doing like a 16th crystal meth a day. I mean, I was really a mess for a long time. And so what I decided to do was I decided that the way to cure my problem was to take a gigantic dose of mushrooms, psilocybin, and just let nature sort it out for me. And you know what? It worked. So we can thank nature for everything we got.